how to make more money and work less? This is a great question that we keep asking ourselves. So the Mishnah tells us very clearly, Rabbi Nechunya ben Akana Omer, Kol hamikabel alav ol Torah, whoever accepts the yoke of Torah, Ma'avirin mimeno ol malchut ve'ol derech eretz. They take away from him the yoke of government, of taxes, and the yoke of parnasa, the yoke of making a living. How does it work? So Rav Chaim Volozhin explains beautifully. He's saying there are three systems. System number one is the nature. Nature is that we work very, very hard. We plant things, we harvest, we gather crops. That's work. Work is nature. Then there's a second system. The second system is the government, the human beings. That's a made-up system, so to speak. That system is made up, and it's a system. It's a necessary evil, so to speak, right? We need to pay taxes, so there's a fireman, there's a police people, there's the roads are illuminated and paved, so the taxes are paid and we get to benefit from it. But it's a necessary system. It's sort of artificial system. It's not so natural. It's not like nature, the beautiful nature. And then there's a third system that's called God. The God is above nature. It's above the government. It's above all the other systems. And when we accept the yoke of Torah, Hashem says, I'm going to take away from you the other two yokes, right? The yoke of the labor, of the nature, and the yoke of the government, the taxes. Now, what does it have to do with, by the way, what does it have to do with Hanukkah? So in Beit HaMikdash, we had menorah. Menorah was on the south, on the left side, right? When you enter, it was on the left side. And on the right side was the shulchan, the table. So the table had a crown around it, and the crown represents the government. The table represents the government. And on the left side was the menorah, which had 7 branches. The world was created in 7 days, which is nature. So the menorah represents nature, and the shulchan represents the government and the taxes and that whole system. And then if you keep going further, above menorah and above the shulchan, above the nature and above the government, the human system, there's a third system, which is Aron HaKodesh, which is in the holies of holies, which is the Torah. Inside the Aron HaKodesh there were luchot, it was the tablets, and it was the Torah scroll. And when a person mikabel alav, he accepts upon himself Torah, he elevates himself above the nature, above the all of derech eretz, right? He doesn't have to work as hard. The Partanura tells us that his labor gets blessed. Sometimes person has to work for an hour, and he gets done as if he was working for 6 hours. And sometimes person works for 20 hours and he still doesn't get things done. You know, whatever is supposed to take an hour, it takes him more than 20 hours to get it done. So we need a blessing, we need God's blessing. How do we attract that blessing? By studying Torah. When we accept the Torah study, Hashem says, I'm going to take away from you the old derech eretz and the old malchut, and you're going to have a beautiful life. Chag Sameach.